How can I grow my Substack without an audience? This is a question I've been getting a lot lately. And to be honest, the thought of sharing growth strategies and hacks makes me cringe. I have one too many scars from people in the online space saying, if you just do it in this XYZ way, you'll make it. And yet, I totally understand the question and the curiosity. And I'm also very grateful to share that Substack has built-in ways to help you grow your publication, even if you're at square one. I'm not talking about millions of subscribers overnight, but in the past year and a half, over 573 wonderful people have found and subscribed to my Substack simply from me being there, making conversations and connections on the platform, and titling my creations in an SEO-friendly way. So the quick answer is just being on Substack can help you find a few like-minded people who want to consume what you're creating. But if you're asking this question, you're probably looking for more. So here's my contrary philosophy on growth and the few things I do to help my readers find me. When it comes to growth on Substack, I found it doesn't come from hacks or knowing every little detail. It comes from a layered approach. First, from creating what excites you and creating it as your authentic self. Then adding in simple strategies on top of that foundation. I wanted to start with creating what excites you first because I found the online space and society to be filled with so much noise, constantly telling us how there's really only a few ways to successfully create and share right now, and that anyone who paves a new path is an outlier or the next trend to follow, which is just another thing that makes me cringe. I've been working on research about this topic and have found that creating your way, not from the shoulds, is where the growth point really happens. It's when you not only start to connect more deeply with your creations, but it's when people start to feel that too. When I come from that purest, I just had to get this out point of my creation, that's when I receive the best comments. The ones where people are like, oh my goodness, are you in my head? Or this is exactly what I've been needing or looking for. When I started creating from this place, that's when these strategies started to grow through this stacking approach and helped my readers find me, sometimes through sharing my words with each other. SEO is the first strategy in the piece of this puzzle that fell into place for me and supported my creations, my energy, and my growth. Not just titling my work in a way that feels good to me, but in a way that clicks with others, and more specifically, the questions they might be searching for. For example, when I first made this post and video, I had titled it, and it did okay. But a few months later, I renamed the YouTube video and the Substack post, and that's when more people started to see it. It's now my top creation on both platforms. Mind you, I changed nothing about the creation itself. I created what felt good to me and that I was so excited to share. But the second I renamed it to something my people were looking for, they were able to find it and find that enjoyment in it. So when I create now, I focus on clear, searchable titles that people might type into their search bar with keywords I think they'd also use. And all in all, search alone has brought in over 5,600 unique viewers to my creations just on Substack and 231 free subscribers with 12 paid subscribers. Another thing I consider in my creations is where else it'll live or where else I can refer people to my Substack. Since I'm no longer active on traditional socials, for me, this looks like recording myself reading my posts and or sending the audio from my videos to the podcasting platforms. Depending on my creation, that might mean I add it to YouTube either as a full video or use the built-in graphics from Substack to share a short there. I always share my posts to notes by sharing just the article, then restacking some of my favorite quotes from it. And you can find my Substack on my website, my email signature. Even though I'm not on socials anymore actively, I still have my bios there so that I can link to Substack through there as well in case anybody's searching in that space. And when I'm creating Pinterest collages, which I like to do, I always link to my Substack in that URL. I had been creating pins on there, specifically pinning to my Substack articles, but I got tired of it and I didn't see a lot of traffic. But I know some people do extremely well with Pinterest pins. If you're also on socials, then you can share your work there too. Just one side note to be aware of is some platforms are making it so that your content is not shared with your audience if you use the word Substack. So you'll want to consider using words like article, video, podcast, or audio journal, things like that, and then giving them the link versus saying, check out my Substack. Speaking of Substack's built-in tools, that's another way that I've actually grown my Substack, is through the built-in recommendations feature. This is where you can recommend people who are just subscribing to you or checking out your page to check out the other creators you love, and they can do the same, vice versa. I think this is such an important part of Substack because it's mimicking that authentic word of mouth driver that is pure gold in the real world. All in all, I've received over 108 new subscribers from this feature, and I have 29 different publications recommending me. And I think the deeper part of that is connection, and that's another way that I've found more like-minded readers, specifically through leaving genuine comments on others' work that I love. Keep in mind, I'm not doing that to grow. It just happens to be a way that I have met people, but I only do it when I truly have something to say. I'm doing it as a point of conversation because I loved what I read or I was connected with it in some way, but I'm not doing it for self-promotion like a lot of people will say to do in the online space. It's just a beautiful byproduct of making genuine connections. Similarly, I love connecting with my new community members, asking them questions, sending them a DM to welcome them into our creative co-op, deepening relationships with who's already there, and treating them as if they're walking into my house, not just another number. The last way I've grown my Substack is through, again, genuine collaborations. This has looked like interviewing my favorite creatives, Substack lives, and sharing others' work in notes or in my posts because it felt good and I was genuinely excited to share what they've created with my community. It's always fun to introduce my readers to new amazing creatives, and it's an amazing feeling to meet other people's communities too. So that's how I've been growing my Substack, not from hacks or formulas, but from this layered approach. First, on creating what lights me up, and then stacking simple strategies on top of that foundation. My hope is that this video gives you some clarity and encouragement so that you can start growing your Substack even if you don't have an audience. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start creating from that authentic place and connect with your community one layer at a time. And if you'd like to go deeper, I created something that makes this process even easier. It's my Substack starter kit. Inside, you'll get not only my How to Start Your Substack mini course, but you'll also have access to all of my mini courses designed to help you expand your work and grow on Substack as well. What I'm really excited about that I just added are these new AI bots that I created personally from my own knowledge in the online space and on Substack to make it a lot easier for you. One of these new AI bots I created is actually specifically about growth. The growth bot uses my years of experience to help you figure out which strategy makes the most sense for you to focus on next, and exactly how to implement it for your unique creations. That, along with the launch bot and the idea generation spot, allows you to go from a blank page or feeling stuck or overwhelmed to giving you one small bite-sized next step to get started or move forward with your Substack. I'm so excited for you guys to check these out. You can use the link below to head and see a quick little snapshot of what interacting with the bot looks like and learn more about the Substack starter kit. to see if it's exactly what you need to help get started in creating your way. Thanks so much for watching.